Hey everybody, this is Silas here. I have Kurt from Cardinal Camera with me today, and I'm going to be asking him a few different questions about his camera store and his business. Um, so, Kurt, how did you get into cameras?
Well, I grew up in the business with my father was owner of Cardinal Camera, and I just kind of grew up um, in working in the store. But it was ironic because my brother Craig and my brother Todd actually worked more in the store, and I kind of didn't like the store, and I stayed at home and helped my mom in the yard. And then as I got slightly older into college, I came home from this one summer and worked in the store, and I really enjoyed it. And that's kind of how I got into the actual business of running Cardinal Camera. Decided to want to do that for a living. So then I majored in business, but I originally started as a phys ed major because I wanted to be a sports coach.
Nice, nice. Okay. So why did you decide to build a store in Charlotte?
Well, 11 years ago, I was expanding the business into different markets, and I got numerous locations. In a couple more in Pennsylvania, I had one in New York, a couple other areas, Virginia, and I got the one in Charlotte. And as I decreased a little bit of the stores because became too big of an operation for me. Charlotte always was like the best store and kept growing and growing every year. It kept going up in business. So I obviously kept Charlotte. Now Charlotte's one of the most amazing stores in the country, actually, in the whole photo business. It's that whole city's growing like crazy, and it's really by far my busiest store. And I travel there a lot to visit it because I live in Pennsylvania, but it demands more of my time, so I go there a lot.
Do you ever think you'll have a third location?
Well, I actually have four locations.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, nice.
I'm getting a fifth location soon.
Okay, wow, you're really growing.
I have three in Pennsylvania. I have one in Lansdale, which is the original store from my grandfather and my dad, taking over, and then me, a third generation in Lansdale. That's always been the home base. Started in 1937 in Lansdale. Then I have one in the King of Prussia Mall, which is like the largest mall in the United States. And then I have one in a town called Ephrata near Lancaster, where a lot of the Amish and Mennonites live out there, in Pennsylvania. And then I have the store in Charlotte, and we're having a grand opening towards the end of May in New Jersey. I'm opening a new store in New Jersey.
Nice. Can we expect a grand opening sale?
Oh yeah, I'm having a big sale. I'm having all the sales manufacturers come out, like Sony, Canon, Fuji. All the manufacturers are coming out, and then reps come out, and then I have one. I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan for sports, but up there it's New York country. I'm having a former Giants player come and do a signing. Brings a Super Bowl trophy with him and stuff like that. So
Okay, that's cool. Um, are you or have you ever been a photographer?
I have never been a photographer. I'm actually legally blind.
Okay.
Retina disease in my eyes. I can see, and but I've lost some vision, and I just never really was a photographer. I always loved the business side of things, and my dad was like that too. He was like, people would ask him, "I guess you're like a really good photographer." He says, "No, I'm not. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman." And so is my grandfather, though, was the photographer. He was like a portrait photographer, wedding photographer, and that's how he got into the business. But I'm not a photographer. I am I love running the business. I mean, I know everything about a camera. I know how to do everything with cameras. I love cameras, but I don't go out there and just shoot to shoot pictures.
Nice. I find that kind of ironic though that you're a camera store owner, but you're not a photographer.
Right. That's
Okay.
yeah. with them. I love I love being with customers. Ever since the pandemic, I designed a lot of videos. I do a lot of videos for the store, a lot of commercials, things like that. I'm out in the public a lot, out in the customer, and sharing stuff with them, but I don't really go out and do, I'll go out on like if we do a photo trip, we'll do photo trips and take people out to, I'll go out there and all, but I actually just mingle with the people and tell them how to take pictures. I don't even bring a camera with me.
Nice.
So,
so have you ever thought about starting your own camera brand?
no, never thought about that. I'm not sure I could, that'd be a difficult task of as far as production and manufacturing. I don't think that'd be pretty tough. So no, I never really thought about that.
So how long have you owned Cardinal Camera?
Well, I went to college, graduated in 1990, and then right away got into the business. My father stayed in the business for a little while, kind of semi-retired. I kind of handed it over to me. So okay. I've owned it. Technically, I guess you could say I've been running it for over 30 years, but maybe 20 years technically owned it because eventually he kind of just retired and then I just completely took it over then.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I've been 32 years in it. I was going to say, I've seen a lot of changes. When I came in the business, I was more like all film, and then the digital world came, soon after, and like in the 90s, and then it became all digital, and I couldn't even sell a roll of film or develop film for a while. Now, all of a sudden, film is completely taking a resurgence, and all the kids, 20-year-olds, younger kids love film again, and we're developing a lot of film, and people come in for film cameras all the time now, like used ones that we have. So I've seen everything, different trends change over the course of 30 years.
Yeah. It's interesting to me that there's a resurrection in film cameras again. You think people would want to go the easier route,
Yeah, digital you can do more with, but the kids like the idea. And then we scan it and then send them a link to their phone, and it's pretty cool. But
have iPhones affected the business? You sort of already answered that, but have you?
It has, in a sense that when I was selling cameras, say, maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we would sell a lot of point and shoot cameras that were different colors, so, blue, pink, red. People would come in, the kids, teenagers wanted a digital camera, and we'd sell them a little point and shoot camera. But then once the iPhone kind of grew into a camera, that kind of eliminated that market of small cameras. And we still sell some, but it's very limited market. And a lot of the manufacturers don't even make them anymore. You can get a few, but most of the business is all in a high-end video hybrid type camera where someone comes in and, they'll buy a camera to do video and take pictures and, creating content or something like that. So
nice. So what's the best-selling camera right now?
Well, if you asked me that question probably a year ago, I'd say brand-wise Sony was. Now Canon has kind of taken over a little bit more of the market share. And so they're both very good brands, Sony and Canon. We sell a lot of both, but right now we're selling more Canon. It's a little hotter line. They have more price points. You can come in and get one for, $500, $800, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I have every price point. Sony is a little limited. Everything, they have cameras slightly lower, but they're kind of older as far as models, 2-3 years old. So they're not as hot of a model, and so everything I'm selling in Sony is 2,000 and above, pretty much. Whereas Canon has a little more versatile line of price points for just about everyone, and it just has become a little is more popular. So we sell both, but I'd say Canon is number one right now.
So well, you kind of already answered this. Do you enjoy selling cameras?
Yeah, I love being with the customers, and
Yeah.
I selling cameras and just showing them how our business is as unique business. It's memories. People, especially during COVID, we had a lot of people bringing in. We do a lot of things at our store. We scan people's old photos. We'll put them on digital format. People bring in all their old movie reels or slides that they shot, and we'll transfer them to digital. We did a lot of unfortunate funerals and slideshows and things like that. And but it's a lot of it's family memories that you cherish forever. And that's the kind of business we're in, is to capture that moment or that memory. But I really do enjoy being out and selling. I might do a lot. I run the whole business, so I'm ordering for my stores. I have to run the stores, so I'm not always out selling a camera. I have a lot of salesmen that do that, but I enjoy it when I get out there and do it. Mostly in Charlotte. Like when I'm in Philadelphia area, I'm mostly in the office a little more. But when I go to Charlotte, I'm always out in the store selling, and I really enjoy it.
What is the best video camera?
Well, Sony probably is the best in the video market. We sell some high-end cine cameras, they call them, where they make movies with them, short films, and even movies now with these cameras. And it's a pretty big market. I sell to people that make they'll be producing a movie, and or they're shooting like high-end wedding videos and stuff like that. But I'd say Sony, as far as the brand goes, is got the video market a little bit more than Canon does. Although Canon makes some good stuff too. They're both pretty good, but Sony's probably number one.
That's very interesting. I know, is Kodiak still being made?
Kodak completely went bankrupt, and then they were bought out by like a foreign company, like the name, and and they still make film. But as far as any kind of camera or anything now, they're completely out of the business.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for answering these questions. That wraps it up. I want to tell everybody that if they need to buy a camera, to check out one of your stores,
Yeah,
one
there
of
you
your
go.
5 locations.